Hey, all right, so I'm 33. If you're watching this and you're under 33 or somewhere close to it, because it could be anywhere in the 20s or anywhere in the 30s, really, you can kind of do this. This is, I'll probably do the title, something as far as like no college and you can still get financial freedom before 40, even before 30, if you start early enough. So when you go to college, 18, 17, 18, 19, whatever it is, if you're thinking about doing that, I mean, college is great. Don't get me wrong. I've had the best thing about college for me was the connections. I also played soccer, so like I wasn't going to not go. That was kind of like the best thing that, as far as like career that's ever happened to me, and I would do it again. Even if I didn't play soccer, if I didn't play any sports, I probably wouldn't go into college. Probably. I don't know. I would have to think about it because even without the soccer part, I've made a lot of connections, and I am a realtor. So like I've sold a lot of houses to people that went to college with me and friends that I met in college and whatnot. And I've gotten a lot of referrals because of that as well, and the connections that I've made. So it's not all that bad. I don't remember. I went to college for management and marketing and management. I don't remember the classes, and it's really the connections in my opinion. But anyways, to get into the video, as far as like not going to college and still making it, this is what I would do if I didn't play any sport and I didn't go to college. Once I turn 18, I would get my real estate license. And you don't have to be a realtor. I'm a realtor in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I can, if you're buying here or selling here, I can help you. I'll treat you like family. If you're selling or buying somewhere else, I can still connect you to a great agent. Just hit me up on Instagram at realtor.branco and add me and say hi. But 17, 18, I would get my real estate license and I would become a realtor, and I would try to get with the absolute best agent in the market that I'm at, okay? And then I would learn everything and work 20 hours a day, whether it's calling, open houses, door knocking, whatever the heck it is, because at that point, you probably don't have a family. You're probably just by yourself, or maybe you have a girlfriend or whatever, but you got to tell the girlfriend, yo, if we're going to do this, if we're going to be like a thing, let me do my thing for a couple of years, and then you'll be happy that I did, kind of deal. And if you don't have one, probably even better, to be honest. Like, don't worry about girls till later. But that's what I would do. It doesn't have to be an agent thing. It could be any type of sales thing that you can just, the more you kill, the more you eat. Just commission based. That's what I would do. If you have the fortunate outcome of like being around your parents, if you could live with your parents, fantastic for like a year or two, at least for a year. If you can live with your parents and not spend any money on housing, that would be great. The reason why is because if after a year or two of having commissions and like grinding, you will make a shit ton of money. And after that, you can buy your first house hack. Okay. So you are a commission-based salesperson, and after a year and a half, you buy your first house hack, whether it's an ADU in the back, a basement, or you rent out rooms and it's a big like 5-6 bedroom house or whatever, and then you repeat that every single year for the next 5 years. Okay, you can buy a house every year, and you can make a schedule that, hey, I bought it in September, I'm gonna buy it next September or October, I'm buying another one. And then you put it as a goal and you write it down every single day that you need to buy something, and you'd be looking for 1 month before that, you'd be looking and put something under contract and you do it. It'll be easy for you, because if you're in the sales world, you kind of have to do that with sales and leads and blah blah blah, whatever. So like finding a home and getting to a goal, it would be a lot easier as the years go by. Try to get them in good areas. Doesn't have to be the absolute best area the first couple, because maybe you can't afford it. Depends on what the lender gives you. Sometimes they do, like if you do it after a year, sometimes like they do 2 years and divide it by. Anyways, talk to your lender. The best neighborhood, the best area that you can possibly buy in. And then you kind of repeat that, rinse and repeat that. Don't go too crazy like A plus area, because that one doesn't really cash flow as much as long as like you're in like good school district, and 2 or 3 units per parcel, then you're good. ADUs, detached garages. If in your area, here in Raleigh it's tough to find, but if you can find duplexes, triplexes, or quads that are in good areas and you can either Airbnb or midterm rental or whatever, absolutely amazing. Again, that's what I would do every year, 4-5 years, and then you're chilling. You're just basically a landlord. You can give it to a property manager. You could give it to somebody else and pay them a couple grand a month to manage everything, and then you're just kind of chilling. Make sure you maintain the homes, make sure everything's getting taken care of with the HVAC, the roof. Something happens, there's a storm or something, like get your handyman out there, pay them for the day, and tell them to go check out the houses, the crawl spaces, or whatever. You can have a system, and I guarantee you that it's way less work than a 9-to-5 to do that. Then the 9-to-5 said that you'd be glad that you did that. Now, that's what I would do, just because it's a kind of like a forced savings, because the properties like appreciate, you have cash flow, you have tenants paying for what you owe the bank, and then you have tax advantages. So that's the reason why I do it, not because it's the most amount of money. The most amount of money is going to be some type of business, okay? So like if you have whatever, but it doesn't matter what business, whether it's software, whether it's service, whether it's goods and you're selling products, or it doesn't matter. That's probably the most amount of money. It's probably the hardest. I haven't done it, so I can't speak to it. What I just told you is probably the easiest for me, and the easiest to, after a few years, you're like, holy crap, I'm so glad that I did it. And like, it kind of helped me. It was kind of like an inflation hedge, because of everything that I mentioned, and especially the appreciation and the principal pay down, and then rent increase, and then all of that. And you're not like, you're in the game, like you're increasing the rents, sure, but it's not like you're doing it like every day. It happens because of inflation, because the time just goes on, and it helps you indirectly. Your money is working for you instead of you working for the money. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I think somebody that doesn't go to college can still be, if you start at 18, at 24 you could be chilling hard, and then you're getting everything paid for, really. Like, you're basically financially free at this point, and you can start working on other things that you really like. And probably when you start working on things that you really like because you get to do it instead of like you have to do it to pay bills, I bet you make even more money because you actually love it. So let me know your thoughts, and what would you do different? Like I said, there's multiple ways to do it, but that's the way that I would do it. How would you do it? Let me know. Peace.